If you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be? One word.
That's hard. Can I ask my mom a question?
Yes, you can. And it's a great way to bring your mom in.
Maybe
No.
that.
No.
Yeah, no, you know, you know some of the words, okay? What does ambivert mean? You know.
Oh my god.
There's introvert, there's extrovert. What's the ambivert?
like dual?
Like both?
Both.
Oh, ambivert.
Really?
Ambivert, like, you know, both together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the brightest glow doesn't begin on a big stage. Sometimes it starts at a kitchen table with a book open, a pencil in hand, and parents who believe in the light inside their child. Welcome to Chemo Glow, where we share stories of resilience, purpose, and the moments that shape who we become. Because here's what we believe. The glow does not define me. I define the glow. Today, we celebrate Angelika Johnson, known as Yin Yin, a bright young student whose love for words led her to an incredible moment. With dedication, encouragement from her parents, and confidence in her voice, Angelika stepped forward and spelled her way into history as the Cumberland County Spelling Bee champion. But here on Chemo Glow, we know this moment is about more than a trophy. It's about dedication, family, and discovering the glow within. Because sometimes all it takes is one word to change everything. This is Chemo Glow.
Hi guys, welcome to Chemo Glow, where the glow doesn't define me, I define the glow. Where you're probably asking, who's sitting right beside me? And when you're talking about Chemo Glow, people think that I'm only talking about the things that I went through. But the glow doesn't define me, I define the glow. And I see that in this young lady right here. Angelika, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
You doing good?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for welcoming us in your home. We're so happy. And I am so glad to be one of the first to interview in your home because you are doing big things. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Like as a kid, how old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
At 11 years old, and you're in high school right now, or is it junior high, middle school? Like
middle school.
Middle school, right? We were just talking before, like when I went to school, you went to elementary school, then you went to junior high, and now you're in high school. Now it's much easier, right? So you're in middle school right now, you're in the 6th grade. And do you enjoy school? You do?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing that you like to do in school?
Like activities?
Yes, activities.
Oh, activities. Mostly just doing like the work that is assigned to everyone, or either like playing sports at PE. Like mostly, I like playing flag football.
You like flag football?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Well, one of the reasons why we're here in your home today is because you're doing big things here in Cumberland County. So how does it feel to be the winner of the spelling bee for Cumberland County?
Well, I was still like shocked to know that I'm like, you know, I qualify for like going to the nationals.
Oh, so we're going to the nationals. So you go through Cumberland County, and how many people did you beat out to be in Cumberland County spelling bee? Do you remember?
I think it was like 16 or 20. I forgot. It depends if you're talking about the finals.
The finals?
Yeah.
Well, let's back up. Is this your first spelling bee, or is this your second spelling bee? Last year, were you in the spelling bee? Mm-hmm. And tell me how that went.
This one's for all of our speakers, thought leaders, and influencers. I'm Bro Troy, and if you're a speaker, influencer, or a thought leader, and you don't have a video brand, you are leaving money on the table. All event planners and those that are looking for hosts and facilitators, they don't just want to hear you, they want to see you in action. Your presence, your energy, and your ability to command a room. That's why a strong speaker reel, high quality event footage, and consistent short form content are non-negotiable. Your video brand is your digital resume. It proves your authority before you even step on stage. See, we help speakers build that brand with clean reels, dynamic storytelling, and content that gets you booked. If you're ready to level up your speaker career, reach out to Broco TV Productions today and let us build your video brand one piece of high quality content at a time.
Well, I didn't exactly win the I think the finals or the first one because like something unfair happened and I was like I kind of got mad, but then I was like it's fine, I can do it next year.
And you came back next year and you won. All right. And now you're going to the National Spelling Bee. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
When we walked in the house, I seen all these books. Tell me a little bit about these books right here that you guys get for the spelling bee.
I think this one was my first book.
So that was your first book, and this is a book, and this is called 2026 Words of Champions. You're the key to the bee. You believe that?
Yeah.
Yes, you are definitely the key to the bee. When did you realize that you enjoyed spelling?
I don't exactly know, but like whenever like someone tells me to like spell something in general, I'd like to like spell it for them. It's like it's fun, and then like those those ELA like spelling games. Like I'd be like second grade, I'd be doing those kind of games, and they're like fun. And then when second through all the way through like sixth grade, I'm still playing those games.
Oh, so you enjoy doing those games, and you also enjoy drawing, right? You're pretty good at it. You're great at it. Let me tell you.
Sometimes.
Well, one of the things that I see right here, who's this right here?
That's Clark Kent.
Why did you decide to draw Clark Kent?
I was like, I was like feeling, like, it's not a word, but I'm gonna make it up. It's
okay, I'll take it.
Comic-y, comic style. Like I was at school, I had like free time on my hands, so I thought to myself, you know what? Let's draw. Because like sometimes I don't like talking to people around me because they're like.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. And so I said, let's draw Clark Kent. Because I was like reading the DC comics, the comics online on my computer at school. So I went for Clark Kent because I also love him too.
But with your drawing, weren't you selected on one of your yearbooks to have your drawing on the actual yearbook? What year was that? Your first time turning it in, or being in the competition? How did they select your artwork?
Actually, a lot of people like did a lot of submissions. Like they gave the paper to my librarian, fifth grade I think or fourth, and when the librarian went to the like art teacher, they were both like, these arts are not like good looking for the yearbook. Like they were so honest. And then when me and this boy named Osei, we both went up to the librarian. Like I think I wouldn't necessarily call it like skipping class. Like you like going out of class.
Yeah.
So we asked the librarian if they already selected like anyone for the yearbook, and then they said no because like we couldn't find any like good pictures.
Everything was kind of simple. They needed a good picture to put on the yearbook.
And then me and Jose went, oh, we'll do it. And I said that first, and I said nah. We had like a little fight in the library. Then when we were like, it was like March. It's like school is ending by that time. So me and Jose did the thing, and then when we turned both of our artworks in, like the librarian, Miss Clark, she was like, Okay, I'll take these in. And then like the next day, she was no, actually, a couple weeks later, she was like, let me announce the winner on the
And it was between you and your friend?
Yeah, I'll
Oh.
say. And then when our the
the contest, yeah.
Yeah. And then they announced it as like the Osei is the first one. I was second. No one was third because both of our artworks are like very good.
Yeah.
You know? Cause like everyone in 5th grade actually selected us to do the yearbook.
Oh wow.
Cause like we're good at art.
That's a good honor. And your friends, do they support you with the spelling bee? Like, do they give you words to spell, or you already know most of the words?
Oh, actually, when some of my friends they like to give me like words to spell sometimes, and then they try to like pronounce it, and then I said,
"That's not
that's not how you pronounce it." No,
but you kind of know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, at least they try.
They tried.
Yeah.
All we could do. Well, let's try pronouncing your nickname. What is your nickname that people like to call you?
Yan Yan.
Yan Yan.
Yan Yan.
Does that mean anything to you? Where'd you get that from?
Oh, I think I got it from my mama.
Your mama.
Yeah. The backstory behind Yan Yan. It's like when I was born, I was originally named Angelika, right? But my mama said, I wanted to name her Ariana though. Right. And then she's like, what if we take Ariana and then take the like Yan and then double it Yan Yan.
Oh, I like that. And it's followed you all the way up to now. And they also call you something else too.
Yeah.
And what is that?
Sometimes they call me Angel or AJ.
That's my daughter's nickname, AJ. We like to call her, see, two smart kids. So in your normal day, what does it look like at school, especially when you are studying for the spelling bee? Like, do you take books to school? Do they know that you're the spelling bee champion and they can't wait for you to go to the nationals? Are your teachers supporting you? Or, you said your friends they try. Sometimes they miss.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit how your day goes when you are trying to study for the spelling bee and also still be a good student.
Every day I go to school. I don't bring the book. Like I study at home once I get home.
Okay.
And then do my assignments when I get home.
You're doing a lot.
Yeah, you can say that, yeah.
So when you're studying for your spelling bee, what's your practice? When you come home, you come home, you get your snack, you eat something. How long are you studying your words?
When I get home, it's like, I think I get home sometimes at 3:00. And then I think I start at 4 through 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah.
And are you the only one sitting at the table, or is your mom there? Is your dad there? Who supports you when you are learning all these words?
My family, like my whole entire family.
Your whole entire family. Tell me how that feels to have your whole entire family behind you.
It feels good. Like something is like, no, I mean, someone supporting you and stuff, like, and then that motivates you to like do more.
Do you ever get nervous at a spelling bee?
No, like sometimes not to be like rude, but like sometimes when like someone is like spelling too slow, I be like, I have to relax now.
You have to relax.
And I was like, maybe just close my eyes for like maybe 4 minutes, wait for them to like finish spelling.
So you have to learn how to be patient.
Yeah.
And wait for them. So what is your favorite word?
Like to say or
to
spell?
To spell.
To spell. Have you watched Mary Poppins?
It's been a long time since I watched Mary Poppins, but what's your favorite word?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Can you spell that, please?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Okay. So you see me looking, right? I have no idea. I love that. So is that your hardest word?
Like no hard words. Like words are not like sometimes hard to me, but if it's like in another language, possibly yes.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I like to try, and sometimes and most of them I get it right, mostly.
Do you have to learn the origin of the words when you're learning how to spell them? Like, what's the best for that word that you just spelled? You just said.
Oh, there's no origin behind that word.
Yeah.
Like they made it up. Like they like take words together and put it together and make it sound good.
Okay, and for other words where it might come from Latin or another part, do you have to learn those origins of those words, or what's the best way to learn words that are kind of difficult, but not for you?
Like, are you talking about like if you haven't seen these words and then you figured out what the origin is? Some words I immediately know what origin it is based off its pronunciation.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there. For example, there's mayo. It's like I think it's like a bathing suit for like swimming, and the origin is of course French, because they like to have like two words together and then pronounce it as like one. So it's like silent mayo. Yeah. I was gonna say, can you try to spell it?
Now, when we talked before the interview, I was like, "Can you please not ask me how to spell any words?" And you said, "I won't ask you." And I see you looking at me. I'm gonna keep the spelling of the words to you. That's what I'm gonna do. So
Okay.
now, when you're spelling these words in your study time, you said it's about 4 hours a day. Is that like Monday through Friday? Are you doing it on the weekends as well?
It's mostly Monday through Friday, because half of the day I'm gone for school, of course, and then Saturday and Sunday I do more. Like it depends if my mom is not home because she's like at work. She depends on me to like do the studying by myself, like without anyone watching. So
that's a good thing to do. Yeah. Where you can actually do your studying without someone having to be over your shoulder, which means you probably really do enjoy spelling the words.
Yeah, like sometimes I like to sleep in, weekends, and then my mama wakes me up, and I said, the second time, third time, okay, and then that's probably like 10 o'clock by then. So I probably start at like 11, probably 12, 11, all the way probably at like 10 or 11 at night.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I sleep late. I like sleeping late.
You like sleeping late and sleeping in. Well, what was your winning word this year? Do you remember it?
No, I forget things sometimes.
Well, you spell all the words, so I know that you're going to be great in DC. And some of the things, are you ready to go to DC?
Yeah, because I only went to like DC once, and I want to go again.
Well, I am looking forward to also talking to your parents about your support system, because you say you have a great support system, even your friends from possibly your teachers and your family. Now, you've probably been out there doing a couple of interviews out there. What's something that you have not said to anyone about the upcoming spelling bee? Something you're looking forward to, something you might be a little bit nervous about, but you say you really don't get that nervous? What's something that you have not told anyone about this process or what you're doing when it comes to being the spelling bee champion?
I can't really like find like a good like reason. But I mean there is one.
Let me hear it.
Well, for nationals, you gotta like study the words and find their definitions.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta like there's a lot of words too. And then there's like other words out there that the definitions I don't even know them. For some of them like I was watching a video today with my parents while I was studying, and then my mom said, "This is how the thing goes. The round 1 and round 2.
Mm-hmm.
They spell a word and then they stay there on stage, and then they get another question that's like, what's the definition of this word? I'm like, oh my gosh.
So you have to know the spelling and the definition when you get to the national for some words.
Well, they asked the definition of other words. Not like if you spell this word correctly, you have to know the definition. Like you spelled this word. Wait, do you understand it? Like,
yeah,
a different word you have to spell, then a different word you have to know the definition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that is a lot, and you are doing so much at your young age. I am so happy that you gave me this chance to come into your home because we've been in Fayetteville all day, and I was like, I gotta go see Angelika. We're gonna have to sit down, have a conversation, and talk about the spelling bee. But what I'm about to do now is bring your family, your support system in, and we're going to chat with them, and then we're going to wrap it up with you. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about your mom and your dad just talking, saying good things about you? Do you ever get timid or shy? Do you ever feel embarrassed when they...
No, I don't feel embarrassed.
Great!
I feel good when somebody's talking like very like in a positive way about me. Especially my parents. I like that.
I love your self-esteem.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to bring the parents in.
Quick question. Why aren't you showing up every day for your audience? Because brands that win online, they really aren't the biggest. But what they are is the most consistent. In fact, businesses that post weekly content see up to 66% more leads and 3 to 5 times more brand recall. People buy from who they remember. It's really as simple as that. And video is the fastest way to stay memorable. That's why we help clients build monthly content systems so they can stay present, stay relevant, and stay top of mind. So if you're ready to show up consistently without the stress, reach out to BroCode TV Production and let's build your content engine together.
So, what advice would you give to other kids who want to compete in the spelling bee?
My advice would be, like have confidence in yourself. If you don't know the word, it's gonna be okay. You can try again sometime. And if you don't win, that's okay. Nobody loses,
I love the way your confidence level, and just tell them to try again, because that's exactly what you did, right? And look at where you're at now. If you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be? One word.
That's hard. Can I ask my mom a question?
Yes, you can. And it's a great way to bring your mom in.
Maybe that.
No. Yeah, no, you know some of the words, okay? What does ambivert mean?
Oh my god.
There's introvert, there's extrovert. What's the ambivert?
Like dual?
Like both?
Both.
Oh, ambivert.
Really?
Ambivert, like both together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you said that you like to go and draw and you can be in your own space. But here you can stand in front of a crowd and they ask you a word and it comes easy to you. And since you turned around to your mom, let's go ahead and introduce your parents. Like we have the whole Johnson crew here. I used to be a Johnson, guys. So I'm so happy to talk to you both. Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
My name is Charmy Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Angelika's mom.
Oh, and who's the lovely man beside you? Like I don't know who he is.
Terry Johnson, and I'm the dad.
You're the dad. All right. Well, Dad, hold on to that mic right there because one of the things that we're going to jump into is about your family's journey, which includes adoption, culture, strong values around education, and sitting in your home and getting the backstory before we actually started filming. Those were some big things that you had talked about. And it has shaped the way that you are actually raising your child. So tell me a little bit about the family journey, just a little bit about how did we get here? I mean, how did we get to this point right here?
It all started in Kuwait
Mm-hmm.
when I met Charmy. We dated 3 years,
Uh-huh.
and then filed for the fiance visa, got her here, got married, in 2010, and then we just started thinking about children,
Mm-hmm.
and so we traveled to the Philippines. Well, we wanted to do an IVF.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the Philippines to get it done because the cost is lower, and plus we was going on vacation anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we went there and had it done. I think we did it twice. It failed both times, and then at that time, her fourth cousin had a baby,
Mm-hmm.
which was Angelika, and at the time they came to us and asked if would we want to take their child because the child was really sick,
Mm-hmm. and
the previous two kids they had died of the same sickness that she had. So we agreed. Of course, the timing was perfect because we they went through the IVF and we were still in the Philippines and they came to us and I was like, hey, I don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't mind. So then we started the process of the adoption there in the Philippines, but it was a lot of red tape. They were saying that the child is not guaranteed to come to us.
Even if a family member is still not guaranteed.
Well, that agency said that. And so we was like, nah, we're gonna do it that way. Then we just won't do it. We just let her sister, raise the child and we support her and all that stuff. But when we first got her, she was really sick, and first thing we needed to do was get her to a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and not just any doctor. We had to take her to a pediatrician, a private doctor, and they gave her the medication and everything, and it cleared the lungs up, and she healed from that. But getting back to the adoption, we went to an adoption agency in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Adoption Services, and they was like, "No, that's not the way it should be," and they put us on the right path. And then they had a contact in the Philippines that handles the steps for them over there. So then we was able to go through the process, and it took about another year and a half. And then when we got to that 6-year mark, they said, "Okay, her visa is ready. We can go ahead and
6 years."
After 6 years. After we split from that other adoption agency, it took about another year or two. But then her visa became available, and then they said, "Okay, you got to send her to the embassy. She's got to go through her medical and everything." And she had to get like how many injections? Maybe like 9 injections at one time.
At one time.
And I asked her, did she cry? She was like, "No, but I know she cried."
And I know that we're going to go into more detail once we talk more about just the process from getting her here and then getting her well. And now, Mom, you have this child. You're ready and you see this child loves words, love to spell. But before we start that, you coming over here, we're talking about a culture shock for you going over there. What about you coming over here and then have to deal with the education system and make sure that she gets what she needs? Because you already know she's a smart kid, right?
Yeah, she's smart because when she was in the Philippines and my older sister was the, I would say nanny or guardian.
Mm-hmm.
She was actually accelerated 1 year ahead. So she left most of her original classmates and she moved forward to, I think it was first grade instead of kindergarten. So she was really smart. When she came over here, she she's advanced, or maybe it's the Philippine education system that is more advanced than what is being taught here. So that makes it easy for me, actually. And I thank my sister. I said, "Oh, you taught her everything. Thanks God. I don't have to teach her how to do how to do like 5 plus 5. Subtractions in 2 digits.
She was already doing that when she got here. Now, when you put her in the actual school system, did they think that she might be behind because she was coming from the Philippines to here? Or did they give you any trouble about her learning and doing and being able to be caught up with her fellow classmates? Did you get any pushback?
It's really my husband that really takes care of all the paperwork and all these red tapes.
So tell me a little bit about that.
When she first got here, her being a foreign student and an adopted child coming over, the first thing the English second language teacher called and said, "Do she need to be put in the program for English second language?" And I just told her, just go talk to her. So when she talked to her, then she got back when she said, "No, we don't need to do that," because she was already fluent in English in 2 languages already. So it was no problem with her, just stepping in and going right at it when she first got here.
Now, how do you continue to pursue excellence while staying grounded as she is growing into a young lady? She's going to the National Spelling Bee. How do you keep her grounded, Mom?
Well, I always at one point, she kind of getting lost of track, lost on track. So I have to tell her stories about families in the Philippines, how they are struggling, like how lucky we are here.
Yeah.
So.
And you guys give back to the Philippines as well. And I know you, Terry, you were talking about how your give back. Just name a couple of things that you guys have done, because you went over there. You've seen the culture. It was a little bit different from the culture from here. But what are some things that made you want to give back?
Well, one thing is her nieces and nephews, they were really young, elementary school. And the school was, I thought, needed a few things. So I asked the principal, what does the school need? And they had like 20-something classes. They said, well, we really want to get TVs. So I said, okay, let's go out and see how much a TV costs. And when I got it, when I saw how much it cost, I said, oh, we can get all of them. So we got the school, we put them in drove them over there in what they call a tricycle. And we just kept loading it up and bringing TVs to the school. And we furnished all the classroom with TVs in there. And they were really thankful for that. And then we had like a feeding thing at one time that we would feed lunch to them. So, because at lunchtime there, the kids go home. And some of the kids don't have, they miss lunch. So to give them some lunch and everything, it was really big help for those kids there. And the principal was really thankful that we came and helped out.
Well, I really do appreciate you guys speaking with me. But before we go, I want to talk about this National Spelling Bee. Right? Now, I talked to Angelika. We were speaking earlier just about how she got there. So the first time, and you can tell me a little bit about the first time from the parents' point of view of your child being in the spelling bee.
We knew that there was something special about her spelling, because when she would get the spelling words, they would send her home as like cat, dog, and she was like, that's just too easy. And then they got up to like 4-letter words, and it still was really easy. So we knew that by her reading, hearing her read, oh, she knows all these words. We don't have to really, go through those words. So it started there. That's when we realized, hey, she has something special. But then they said they have a spelling bee at school. I was like, oh, we could get into that. So she got into it and she won. She won the classroom.
Okay.
And then she went on and she won the school.
Oh.
I said, okay, the first year she done won the school. We're going to the county. I thought that was the best thing ever happened. So we get to the county. She wins her district. I said, oh, now we got something here. Get to the championship. It was 9 students, and she missed the word, and I was kind of down because I really thought she had it, but I knew that it was a process. And then she said, "Don't worry, we're coming back next year."
She told me that. She was like, "Don't worry, if you get it wrong, you can come back next year." To have a child that thinks like that is amazing, because so many times when some kids they fail at something, it feels like the end of the world. But I think because of the support system at home, you're telling her, keep trying. You have something you want to add?
The reason why I like think that way and why I said that is like, you know, some kids like modern day, they if when they fail at something, they usually like pity themselves, and seeing them do that is like it's not the best thing you can possibly do at that moment, where you figure out that like, oh, I didn't win at this, like this the thing I really love the most. And I'm like, if that's the thing you really love the most, and you know, like there's challenges, like, you know, the competitions, you know, you could just like just do it for fun. You don't gotta like always compete, you know.
Find the joy in it.
Yeah, like and then like pitying yourself is not the best thing you could do. Like thinking always negative is not good. So like is not, well, I mean being supported like by my family and other people. You could say that I that's how I think positive, but I think it's like I'm always like that from like birth, you know, like you know, when you're in like bad times, you know, try to think positive. Not to the point where like it gets like, you know, toxic,
Like
yeah.
annoying, right?
But like just always try to find a way out of bad times.
Angelika, your mom is beaming over there because I can tell you there are a lot of kids, like you said, some of your friends who, when something goes wrong, it just brings them down. But the fact that you say, yes, you have your support system, but you've had bad times before and you've come out on the other side and you find joy in it. And I absolutely love that spirit about you. I wish more kids were like you so they know, because you have social media, you have friends, you have all these different things that can change your point of view. But the fact that you have your mom, your dad, and your whole community, and when I say community, your support system behind you, you are going to be, well, you're already great. I don't even have to tell you that, right? You're already great. I love it. Well, Mom, is there anything that you would like to add? Because being a mom, you're a nurse. Yes. And so you're a mom, you're a nurse, you're also helping other family members get to where you are and beyond. What are some of the sacrifices that you guys had to make sure that Angelika had what she needed?
Sacrifices. In terms of, I would say the easiest one that I can think of right now is working at night at the hospital so that I can take her anywhere if she needs to, like appointments. There's no question of me asking my boss, can I take a day off? So if I work at night, I'm always available. When she is awake, I'm always here.
Even if you're tired and want to go to sleep,
even if I haven't slept yet.
Mom is always available. Well, Dad, is there anything else you would like to add? Because I know we're going to further this conversation a little bit later, but I just want to know if there's anything you want to add, and then Angelika is going to close us out.
No, it's not much I can add because I'm the one in the background organizing the transportation, making sure that she's where she needs to be, and so all she got to do is just do what she does when we go there. But it's not much. I like to kind of stay in the back and, you know, steer the ship a little bit.
Well, Angelika, you have some great parents. Can I ask you one more question? What were you drawing over there on your phone?
My love for this character. Oh my gosh. Have you watched One Piece?
My husband probably has, but I have not.
Your husband?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, your husband must be Pete. He's so cool.
Oh my goodness, he's gonna love that because he calls himself awesome all the time. So.
Oh yeah, he's definitely awesome.
So drawing that, look how much joy that brought you. Tell me a little bit about it, and then we're gonna close it out.
I was drawing Sanji earlier.
Oh wow.
Sanji is my favorite character. Sometimes I get out of my interest and then move on to another one, and I said, wait, I keep on forgetting about shit. Hold on. So, and then I get back to that interest. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna be stuck in this interest for like a year. You know, I really love Sonji.
I could tell your mom offered you pizza, something to drink, and you were like, I gotta finish.
No, I gotta.
You got to focus. Well, Angelika, this has been a pleasure. I have been in Fayetteville all day today, but I am so glad that I ended my day with you. And hopefully, I'll see you in May, and I'll see you in DC, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. Remember that Chemo Glow, the glow doesn't define me. I define the glow. Thanks again. See you next time.